Hey, welcome back. Chef Keith here. Today we're going to continue our series on Italian cuisine, and that pasta that we made earlier, we're going to go through and utilize into a new sauce, the Puttanesca sauce. Seems to be a big favorite in a lot of places. It's pretty basic to make. We have the remaining fettuccine that we made. Okay, these are ready to go. Now the Puttanesca sauce, it's called a horse sauce. All right, has a little bit of tardiness, a little bit of fishiness to it. I'm not going to get into the details. All right, mixed company here as it is, but you know, I have all the ingredients here, but a lot of folks don't really care for the taste of anchovy, or maybe have an olive into their works, or even capers. Anyway, let's get started with it. What I'm going to do right now is that I start out with Roma tomatoes. I love Romas. Excellent flavors, nice textures, are fun to work with. What I like to do with it, quickly cut it in half. And again, Puttanesca, the sauce is made rapidly. Made rather quickly because people are basically very exhausted after their carousing, nightly duties, whatever it might be, debauchery, okay?
You want to get the client out of there.
Exactly.
Okay, we're done, move along.
But what I do is I split it in half, and then I'll go through and cut it into thirds, and then I'll cut it into thirds again, okay? It's a very rustic sauce, as you can see. What I'm going to do now is that I normally factor in roughly a clove of garlic per person, okay? So with this, I'll go through and crush it. That's kind of a small one. I don't know about you guys, but if it's kind of small like that, I think we need more garlic, don't you? I see, more garlic. All right, see the consensus. There you go. All right. So now I've crushed it.
Why do you crush it first?
What's that?
Why do you crush it first?
So I don't have to go through and it's slipping around all on my board first off. And secondly, because it goes through and it releases the aromatics, because I enjoy smelling it to begin with. So now it's crushed. I'm going to go through and just do a real quick rough chop. We'll get into this on another time on cutting skills. You can cut this way, but the other way from here, make sure the fingers are curled in as you're sliding on your knuckle. We'll dive into that more down the line, okay? So as you can see, very rough cut, okay? So here it is. We're going to take our pan. Over here it's getting ready to boil. Here, a little bit of olive oil. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to add a little bit of salt because I like to season my oil. Okay? So that's good to go. Once your oil gets in here, your seasoned oil, and you can tell that it's ready to go, your garlic, I'm going to add this in. Add the rest of the garlic in. Now come over here, you can hear this. And you can smell it. Add my tomatoes, okay? Let's just add them all in there, okay? So we have our tomatoes rolling with the garlic. And now what we're going to do is we're going to take some of this starch water here that the pasta's in. We're going to add that in here. We're going to bring our flame back up. So we're going to do that, okay? And at the same time, a little bit of white wine. That gets poured in, okay? So we're going to bring this back up to a boil. Just a little bit, okay? As you can see, season up the tomatoes there. I'm going to throw a little bit of pepper into it too. Same time. There we are. All right. Not a whole lot. It's kind of clumping together, so you need to keep an eye on everything that's going on. Not sure you can pre-cook your pasta ahead of time, set it out and allow it to cool, and then add it in. All right. So now you can see the consistency of the sauce starting to change in here. Okay. See, it's starting to fall apart a little bit easier. So you can see how rapidly this sauce is made. Now you're looking at these large clumps wondering, well, gosh, I don't want to eat that. Believe me, they will go through and they will break down. As you can see, some of them, they're all starting to come apart. Now when you reach this point here, back down to about medium. Now what I like to do is that if you're still fearful of utilizing a knife, this is why it's so easy. You can go to your store, go to your nursery, and you can buy fresh basil, you know, right in the pot like this, because, you know, whatever that you use, you're going to use, and what you don't, you can go through and sink it in the ground, okay? Back to your knife. If you're not comfortable using your knife, what I like to do is you just start pulling leaves, okay? Plus you also get the aromas that are coming out of it too, all right? And you just come over here and you're just going to tear them. Just take it and you're going to tear it. And you're going to throw it in, okay? Just like that, all right? That's what you're going to do. Yeah, okay? Tear, 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 okay? That all gets in there. I'm going to take the noodles. I'm going to start adding those in after I put the basil in. Now we're going to go through and start plating. What I normally like to do is that I'll place some of the pasta in, like so. Come here. Come here. They're fighting me. They don't want to go. I'll do that. And we're going to take some of the sauce here. There it is. Look at that. Sexy. Make it nice and sexy. Put it in there. Yeah. There it is. A little more. Okay. We'll do that. I'm going to throw a little bit of parm on here, right like so. Okay. We're going to go through a little bit of parsley. I think we need a little more sauce around on the outside. Okay. Good. We're going to grab a towel. Here. I'm going to clean the outside. Nothing worse than having it look sloppy, you know? But then again, it is the horse sauce, right? So, here we go. And there's your dish. Simple as can be. Now, granted, you can add your capers and you can go through and add in your anchovy and also your olives into it.
Thank you.
There you go. Here we go, toast. A la familia.
Yes.
Again.